You're watching Inform TV, Alexandria, Minnesota.
Really don't like us when we went here, we gave you your marching orders, so to speak, and then we turn up 50% over budget. And I just, without even checking, without getting an estimate as you were going along, saying, gosh, we're running way over budget here, we better go talk to the commissioners. But none of that happened. It just walls kept going down and new ones being built, and I just don't think that anybody up here was involved in the process, or our construction managers that can run the numbers for you and tell you where you are in the process.
I will go along there, Gary, that day we had that conversation about we'll use this up here and that's what we're going to do.
Right. We remember that very exactly. We came January 21.
I never saw anything or heard anything. So that I'll agree with Jerry on.
Oh, and we
I do,
apologize.
like I say, I do like this, but that I've never heard anything on.
And on this side of the table, we're thinking, is it appropriate for us to directly call the commissioners or not? We kind of went through.
Well, Larry was available. You could, if you needed to know numbers and know where you are in the process, I mean, you guys have done this before. You guys know where you're at. And there's no reason that the construction managers that we have hired for, have had hired for quite a while here, and they've been on staff. They're very available. And now to run it this far and say, we've got here, this is the best we can do, pay the bill.
We can scale it back as much as we can. There are those choices.
I would really like to see a time when we could sit down with you guys and Larry and look at this and get some ideas, give us a chance to talk to the other ones and see if what things there are that they can do without two, and then we could sit down and give up one big whoop-de-doo on this thing and say, we gotta finish this thing.
I think it would be helpful today if this board said, here's the number, if we're going to increase it. And I think it's fair that we do if they're going to stay in that lower level, because we know we have that elevator there. But I think we need to give them a number. Are we going to do it 2.5, 2.6, and I'd like that pretty well set when we leave here today. And then everybody in the room hears that number.
Jim? Well, no, I mean, if you wanted any more.
We're sitting at 3.3.
Well, the board approval was 2.3, so I think we got to work up from there. Rather than the down. Down.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Elevator onto that 2.3, that wasn't on there, so then you're at
The original?
the elevator is what again? Very high, 230.
That was 237,700.
That was a change.
So 3.5. But you're talking at that point, now you're talking of reducing this $737,000.
Yeah, we can't do that. I would like to see it right
So
off.
I think you, instead of working it up, maybe work it back at the same time, so you're, well, the plan prior to this is similar, but it's $3,237,000 is where.
When we first started out, I had a figure in the back of my head, and that's not just because of where we're at today or anything. I've always had a figure in the back of my head that was going to run around.
Do you want to suggest a number, Jerry? To go up from or down from?
Well,
Or should
Not
again,
to exceed a 3 or something
we can
like
do
that.
it something like
yeah,
that?
I would put it in that 2.5, 2.6 range. I think that's fair.
That's fair, but I don't think it's doable. I really don't.
Then we should have known that before. Then
Maybe we should have, but
the
we-
scope of the project should have been different.
I don't think that's enough, I'll be honest with you. I think we're gonna have to say not to exceed like 2.8 or 3 and then scope it back from there. Because I don't think we're gonna be able to get it back much farther.
Madam Chair? If you put it at 3, essentially, you're not going to change anything because the contingency is going to bring it back to somewhere around 3. If we look at the contingency being totally not used.
Yeah, now, remember the contingency
So
is,
really, there's no real cutback if you go back to 3.
You know the place that well, right, Larry?
what's that?
You shouldn't even get into the too deep place, because you know the place well enough to, we won't run into any problems, right?
As long as my interpretation of those drawings are correct. But there are some things I know we can scale back. It's the 1 to 3 evaluation
I can-
on some of those items. And it's, you almost have to sit down and meet together and go through it item by item and say, what can we drop back? It's 18%. Would be
The
an
ideal
down.
would be with the elevator addition, which is absolute must. I guess it's one of the things that
Yeah.
I've raised it. You know,
There'll be some other things, so. You know, and I can see 2.7, 2.8 right in there, I can see that being doable. But not much left, and to do this thing right, so we don't have to turn around and redo a bunch of stuff in 4 or 5 years.
not to exceed 2.9,
Yeah.
Madam Chair.
That's what I'm thinking.
2.9.
Not to,
Somebody make a motion.
not to exceed 2.9.
Is that your motion, Chuck?
I'll make a motion not to exceed 2.9.
I'll second.
Okay. You think we can do?
We'll try our very best to do.
Sure.
I mean, even if it comes down to.
You better call the roll.
I
on-
will, but.
Yeah, just a minute, though, we're discussing.
Even if it comes down to possibly having some alternates in here that are on the fringe, whether or not they can make it or not, that's a tool that the
Right.
board could use to have that number for an option at the end.
Yeah.
That might be a possibility.
And that's something I've read or heard or something in the paperwork of one of the jury assembly rooms or something that they needed 2 bathrooms.
That's been-
In today's world, they're doing a lot of 1 bathroom, you know, and I don't know,
That was
there's
eliminated.
some of those, of course, too, we're supposed to move some bathrooms. I think those are kinds of things. Well, you look into that, Larry.
Change a few, even a couple changes we talked in the committee meeting that reutilizing the
Okay.
existing jury room, which has 2 existing bathrooms, if I'm not mistaken, so.
Okay.
And not remodeling it, so I think that's pretty much what I'm hearing
There's
on the
something
table.
here.
Yeah.
So,
Any further discussion? Ms. Shar?
Bales,
Yes.
Johnson,
Nope.
Meyer,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Stratton.
We got to do it, yes.
Okay. Let's see,
Thank you.
And please, on a fast track, so we can get bids going and
You're watching Inform TV, Alexandria, Minnesota.
Hi, my name is Lane Kalina, General Manager of Farmers Union Oil Company in Alexandria. We have a location also in Garfield, convenience store. We deal in bulk fuels, propane. We have 2 convenience stores, a full-service shop, tire department. And whenever you're coming by our location on Broadway or Garfield, we invite you to stop in and check out all the things we have to offer. We are a cooperative and we do pay dividends to our customers, and it is a true locally owned co-op where we are self-sufficient, we're owned by our members, and all dividends, anything that's made here is paid back to our customers. So stop in and check us out and buy a tank of gas.
Remember to get your tanks filled at Phoenix and Alexandria.
Inform TV, we're in the Douglas County Courthouse area, courtrooms, I should say, and we're with Rhonda, the court administrator. Rhonda, introduce yourself, and you're administrator for a number of counties, right?
Yes, I'm Rhonda Bott, court administrator in Douglas, Morrison, and Wadena counties.
And we have, what, 2 courtrooms down the hall here? Is that kind of the way it works, Rhonda? Or-
Yes, we have 2 courtrooms. They're in similar size. And then the third is a hearing room / jury deliberation room.
Okay, we'll just kind of walk in and look at the first one, and we'll go through the process of showing the taxpayers of Douglas County what they presently have, that type of thing. I'm just going to kind of make a round. Here's seating. Rhonda, approximately how many seats do you have here in the area? Do you have a rough idea? We got 40?
35.
Okay. And we have a room for the area for the court reporter over there. We've got a nice
That's the law clerk.
law clerk,
Yep.
okay.
And then the jury box.
Jury box for 12, is it?
Correct.
Okay,
And this would be the prosecution's table, the defense's table.
okay.
And then to the right is the courtroom clerk,
Courtroom clerk, okay,
the judge.
okay,
And then next to him is the court reporter and then the witness.
okay. The witness is right next to the court reporter, or the court reporter?
Court reporter is in between the judge and the witness.
Let's just step through there. I'll just walk through to give the people a little panorama of what we presently have here for court facilities in Douglas County. And this is where the testimony, right, the what is it, red chair?
Correct, yes.
And the court reporter, you can probably just walk behind.
Here's the witness.
Okay,
And then the court reporter sits here and takes
Okay.
down all the words.
and the judge today does have their own computer anyway.
Yes.
Okay. And then you said this is the law clerk?
So this is the courtroom clerk from my office. We take fill out the sentencing orders, schedule the next hearing, do all of that.
Okay. When the talk at the meeting in determining funding level for the remodel here, will these rooms be bigger then? Or are they going to keep them the same
They'll
size?
keep the same size.
Okay.
We want bench seating,
Okay.
asking for that instead of, so you can kind of push people together maybe a little more. We want 14 seats for the jury.
Okay, so you have room for 2 alternates to
Correct.
sit, and right now you don't have that. The alternates presently would be sitting where? Just
They would
in,
probably sit down on the main level.
okay. And how often do you have the seating? I'm just going to turn, and you can speak whenever, just speak loudly. Rhonda, how often do you actually fill the courtroom with people? Is that quite often, or with people that have a minor offense that don't come in from the jail, so to speak? Or
Monday court is arraignments and traffic court, so that's busy Mondays.
And
then
so-
court trials in the afternoon.
Okay,
And then Thursdays, they usually have their sentencing, special term they call it, so that would be more volume.
okay.
And then when we have jury trials, that's when we have the most volume in a courtroom.
Okay, and how often do you actually fill the courtroom?
Oh, well, we have a jury trial pretty much scheduled every week.
Okay.
In this courtroom or the next courtroom.
Okay,
So I guess it all depends what the case is. You know,
Okay.
So it wouldn't be, I could say, every Monday or every Thursday.
but this particular room, there was talk, at the commissioners' meeting that there was going to be some walls taken down and that type of thing. As far as the present courtrooms, the 2 rooms we're in chamber, what would you classify this? Chamber 1 or?
Courtroom A.
Courtroom A, but as far as any wall ceilings, anything like that, nothing changes?
My understanding, no, what we're gonna be doing is making this the hearing room,
Okay,
and then magistrates will be in here. The far end where it's shelled,
okay.
that will be the main jury courtroom where we have more seating and at least 14.
And so would this be considered courtroom 3 then?
We'll
in
try
that?
to keep it A, B, C, that type.
This would remain as
A.
courtroom A,
Yep.
and B is right next to us, and then
C will be way at the end.
will be the larger one if you have a larger hearing or require either testimony or...
Correct, there'll be 14 jurors seats, as well as at least 60 we're hoping that can sit in and watch trials instead of the 35.
Okay, and there's a chair over in a corner here. Can you explain what that is to my audience?
During a jury trial, a bailiff sits at that entrance,
Okay,
as well as over on this entrance.
okay, right as we came through the door there, Rhonda.
Correct.
Okay, and what's the microphone there in the corner? Is if a prosecutor wants to stand, you move that out, or
Correct.
what's the process that way?
Yep, this can be moved out and plugged in for the sound system during, opening statements during a trial, or traffic court. We have the people go up there to.
How often do you see a judge requesting that people that aren't in part of the present trial to go out in the hall and sit and wait? Is that done very often, or?
I would only believe it'd be if there was some type of sequestration for the testimony.
Okay.
Otherwise, or unless it's a confidential case. Like a
As
paternity.
far as when we have, obviously we have had some tragedies with violence in our community, when the charged person, what is the proper term for that?
Prosecuting attorney?
Well, no, the individual that's under
The defendant?
the defendant. Does the defendant come in through that door down to the, which
Depends.
door would they come in? If they're coming from the jail in a restricted area, would they come through that area or this area?
This would be the door that the jail brings them over into.
Okay, can we just duck in there to see what they
I
have?
don't have access to that room.
Okay,
It's law enforcement control.
that's law enforcement. How big a room do we have there? In the remodel, or they talk about making a bigger area there or not?
No, that will remain the same.
Okay.
There's, I believe, 2 benches in there for the inmates to sit.
And then from a standpoint, there's another door. We have 3 doors in the courtroom plus a nice large window. What will come through that door?
The court reporter, the judges, that's the secure area behind where their chambers are.
Okay, and the judge, they have their own room back there, or is that set up in a cubicle basis for numerous judges to work out of?
They have their own office.
Each judge has their own office. Now, when we talk about that here in Douglas County, would in any given court session there'd only be 2 judges in the building on a normal day then?
Correct. They're
Okay.
here every week.
Every
in their
week.
location.
They don't go to Wadena with you or anything like that?
Nope, they're chambered here full
They're,
time.
that's their full-time office, and we can't get in to see that though, you said?
No.
Okay, and do they have windows and a separate exit, that type of thing, or?
Yep, they have their own way in.
Okay, that sounds fine. Let's just go down and look at B and the other area. I know you're a busy lady, and we're just trying to show the taxpayers of Douglas County. I'll just pan here quick again. Nice window to the north, at least on this courtroom A, you said, Rhonda?
Correct.
Okay, very good. I'm going to sneak up. You go ahead, ma'am. Gentlemen, I have to be, or should be. Here's areas that we do have down for, what would this be, for attorneys to meet with their client a little bit, or?
This is for parties to a case waiting prior to the court hearing being called.
Okay, and what is this area planned on being changed at all, Rhonda?
No.
Okay, there's adequate facility here, you think?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And what is that area?
Attorney conference room.
Okay,
This would be where the attorney and their client would meet privately.
okay. Is there any changes planned for this?
No.
Okay, very good. It looks adequate and nice. And then
This is the same.
Same thing, a second room. So, okay, I see what we're looking at is, give me the terms again, the plaintiff and the defendant are the two sides. They each can meet and they're in, preceding the hearing, so to speak. Okay, that's,
And this is courtroom B, and it is the same size as.
okay,
courtroom
let's
A.
just duck in there and,
I need to do something before you.
okay, that's fine. Keep that gentleman out of there. We're going into courtroom B, you said, Rhonda.
Correct.
Okay, and from a seating standpoint,
Same amount of seating.
same,
The only difference in this courtroom is there are 14 juror spots.
oh, okay. And the square footage area of these rooms are identical?
It's a little bit bigger, might be a little bit bigger in here, I'm not
Okay.
exactly sure.
Oh, I see I never noticed that. The other room, the jurors' chairs, they're all on pedestals, huh?
Correct.
Okay, I didn't notice that. It looks like they got adequate room, but I didn't realize they were on pedestals. And as far as the judge's chamber is right there, when we talk about the judge's chamber, are they in an open room or is there a wall between? Can they walk and talk to each other, or do they have
There's
to
a
come through
hallway.
here?
There's a hallway.
There is a hallway, okay. That sounds good. And let's go down to the other new area that, what do we have here, an
There's a
exit?
larger attorney conference room.
What is this exit?
This goes down to the basement.
Okay, and because what I'm getting at is, Rhonda, this, and in the, at least the one plan that they talked about on, what was it, Friday?
Keeping this stairway
Keeping this stairway
and adding an elevator
and adding an elevator,
on the
okay?
other side of this attorney conference room.
Okay, this is a little larger attorney conference room.
Yep, and there's a lot of plumbing and all the underneath this floor, so that would be
Okay.
very costly to take out and move.
Sure. But the other thing, I lost my train of thought for a second, Rhonda. You're under the proposed plan of keeping this a totally separate area. Will your court administration people be able to get in here? Will they have to walk outside, or how will they get
We would
in?
be able to come up these steps,
But
or there's steps in that secure inmate area that went down to the first floor,
how would you get to these steps?
in the public hallway,
And the public hallway will be
down below us.
down below, but from a standpoint presently, you probably just the walk out and then go through security and then come into here.
Correct.
When they do the remodel and make this a separate entity, will you have to go outside to get to this area then?
No.
If it,
Our office would be directly below.
or you're going to move the office where people are normally coming up to ask for either quick claims court or want some papers, that will be moved as well.
To the old jail, correct, below us.
Okay, but right now, your people come out of their secured area because there's big heavy glass up there. Do they have access through a private door?
No.
They still have to go through security and then to get into this stairway. Okay, that's fine.
And this is our multi-purpose room, I call it courtroom C currently.
Okay,
We have magistrate court, we have ITV in here, We have juries deliberating in here.
Okay. And when you say ITV court, what are you referring to, Rhonda?
Interactive television.
With
So
who would they be interacting
possibly
with?
another county,
Okay,
or we have examiners that'll appear remotely.
okay,
So if, say there's a judge here and in Wadena there is not a judge and they have somebody in custody, our judge will hear the case remotely.
or they can do that, and under the Constitution, the laws or whatever,
Within our-
that's legal?
Within our judicial district.
Okay, okay. And how often is this room used?
At least once a week.
Okay, and it's, so as far as, some of the things, originally on Forum TV, we had the gentleman that lives in Spicer, that is the district executive or something.
District administrator?
Well, he lives in Spicer, but I think he's out of St. Cloud. Your group is out of St. Cloud?
Correct. There's a district administrator in each judicial district.
Okay.
And St. Cloud's our main district office.
But and I think he had talked to the commissioner some about upgrading technology and that type of thing. But you, obviously, if you have this camera, you must have fiber into this room?
Correct.
Okay, that's already here in that
We
type
already
of,
do in all the courtrooms.
Okay, very good.
Plan to
And
move this down to the courtroom A and have that be this room.
and that bigger one, A, would become this area?
The hearing room, correct.
Because-
And part of this would become a deliberation room.
Okay, for the jurors,
Correct.
rather than the other one they use, or?
Yeah, I can show you that.
Yeah,
but-
let's see that, what we presently have that way, as well as the area that you plan on using for,
And here would be another attorney conference room,
okay,
and that would be our,
okay. And presently now, the jurors, when they deliberate, where do they go?
oh, that's back here.
And is there any plan to make a second deliberation room or anything like that?
Yes. We will keep the current one
Okay,
and add another one here.
okay. And is there usually a conflict, that type of thing, or with space?
This one is very small to have 12 juries.
Okay, and you've got two rooms here off to the right. What are they, Rhonda?
Those will be going away, I believe.
And this would be it's just a hall with a window at the end, though. I just want my audience to know that. So we have bathrooms in here, both male, female, and this is the present juror deliberation room. They have a board. Can they bring their laptops and stuff like that in? Is
No.
strictly paper and pencil,
Correct.
so to speak?
Any notes that they took during the trial?
And there's room for 12 in here. When they're in session, when you have a deliberation, I guess the term is, would the alternates sit in on that?
No.
No.
They're
It's
let go at the end of the trial.
Okay, and only in case, say, if somebody drop over a health issue, would they be
Correct.
called back in then?
Correct.
Okay, and right now you only have this one deliberation room,
Correct.
and you want one more. Is this considered adequate space?
The concern about this is some jurors have actually felt claustrophobic in here. When
No
you have
window,
12
obviously.
people. So we would prefer a little bit larger room so
Right.
that 12 can sit comfortably. As you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's little
And
close.
would it be possible to put a window in? Are they talking anything like that in the remodel?
No.
Just another room, and would this room stay, or would this
This room would stay.
room would stay? Okay.
We, what I've heard is they prefer not to have windows for jurors because of the seclusion. They
Okay.
don't want anybody knowing where they're at. And where they're
Okay, so as far as if you're called to jury duty, you better not be too claustrophobic, because no matter where you go, you're going to, I understand. And I'll watch the hall, but I just let my audience know it's just a typical hall, about like we're looking down here, only twice as long, and bathrooms and drinking fountains and that kind of stuff, and a window at the far end, to the right here. Okay, what about these rooms?
Sorry.
Were you going to open this one? This was,
That's mechanical.
okay.
That's where our cable and network lines come in.
Is there, can we look in that quick? Is there any going to be remodeling or changes in that? Okay.
This will be changed.
What is this?
A catch-all, extra chambers, should we have a visiting judge or a magistrate.
Okay. How often does this get used?
Once every couple weeks.
Okay. Open that mechanical room and just see what it takes to run a courtroom.
This is only one of them.
Okay. See how big an area? It's just kind of tight and fiber and whatever, electrical.
Yep.
Thank you, Rhonda. And now,
I don't have access to that, that's
What-
law enforcement. I believe this will be the part of the elevator shaft.
oh, okay. So this will be where the elevator comes in. Won't be out in the hall. So that door.
For the inmates, for the inmates.
For the inmates. Let's just keep going. I realize I appreciate your time as well as the taxpayers of Douglas County. And this would be another room for deliberation with
Attorney.
What do we got to the right here? What would this door go through?
I believe that goes outside.
Oh, okay. Is there a stairway down? We're one layer up?
I don't even know. Yeah, this goes outside.
Let's just peek in there for just a second, see what we got. And that goes right outside to a stairway then, an outside stairway?
I don't know. I don't have keys for that.
Okay, can you crack the door or is it?
I don't know if it's gonna be alarmed.
Okay,
I'd rather not.
okay, I hear ya. Oh, okay, here we've got a big vacant room already.
Yes, this is where we want the large jury courtroom to be.
Okay, very good.
And behind it would be chambers and a law clerk and court reporter, so.
And in this room then, Rhonda, how big of room would you plan on seating, that type of thing?
We would hope we could get at least 60
Okay.
participants to sit back there.
And how often, at the present time, do you need that type of facility, or?
Every jury trial could be different. It could
Okay,
be high publicity,
okay.
it could have a lot of family members.
And this area was built in, what year, do you remember?
I have no idea.
And what, looks like we got a garage door there. We're not,
That's the backside of the deliberation room.
okay, very good.
This
And,
used to be the outside of the building.
okay. This is one you put in the bigger area. Can we go downstairs and look on that?
I don't have that.
No key for that? Okay, because that was, what year was this built?
I have no idea. Probably 5-6 years ago, maybe?
Oh, okay, yeah. It was built when I moved to town, and I didn't come till 2008. So, but obviously you've got a nice big space here, and with the ability to do some real expansion as far as a nice courtroom. Would they leave the windows in and that type of thing? Okay. Where else should we go then, Rhonda?
That's all I have.
Well, you've been very kind. I know we got lighting to see you this way. Any other thoughts as far as you as an administrator? How does the facilities here in Douglas County compare to when you go to Wadena or Little Falls, Rhonda?
The one concern that we have, like you mentioned, my staff don't have direct access without going through the public and the security and all that to visit the judges, or vice versa.
Okay.
That would be one thing that in Morrison and Wadena we can't.
As far as the facilities, modernization, that type of thing?
It's been sufficient.
As far as carpeting, chairs, about equal?
Morrison's probably newer.
Newer?
We had some big expansion probably about 15 years ago that they did.
Do they have a spare courtroom in their facilities then?
We have made one similar to what we did here with an extra bench.
Okay.
A multi-purpose room.
Would, as far as overall court space then, would this be the biggest space area presently that, under your leadership?
One of the courtrooms in Morrison would probably be bigger than this. They
Okay.
could probably get close to 100 people in there.
Okay, how often does that happen?
Well, here and there it does happen.
It does have, for a trial or something else?
Usually a trial.
Okay. That, I'm sure I'll have more questions, but it's great to have a tour and show the taxpayers of Douglas County. Can we go downstairs for just a
I don't
second?
have access to any of that stuff.
What is down there right now? I've got a bailiff with me over my shoulder. Does he have access
We
to?
currently have our jury gathering room down there. When
Okay.
That I can show you.
Yeah, let's go see that. I'll turn the camera off and I'll just, bailiff, if you want to turn away, I'm just going to look this long way of the hall. But obviously he's a better looking guy than me, so it'd be good to have him in camera. But we'll just kind of pan down the hall here. Okay, I'll turn off the camera till we get. You're watching Inform TV, Alexandria, Minnesota.
To find local classifieds online, go to bluebirdshopper.com. Just type in bluebirdshopper.com in your address bar or search for it and you'll find it. It's easy to place an ad. You just click the place ad button in the upper right and you can type your ad in, and it's simple to do. We also have events and all kinds of items on the site. We also have a mobile version, so you can find bluebirdshopper.com on your mobile smartphone.
Okay, here, my audience, you remember Jerry Johnson talking about access to the roof. It looks like there's our stairway. And the wall right beside me, Rhonda, to my back here, that's not going to be elevator. That's going to stay. The elevator would be in another hallway.
Correct. Right behind you is an attorney-client meeting
Okay.
room, and then behind that would be the
And then we've got another door to straight ahead. Where would that door go?
outside.
That goes directly outside. The stairs just continue down.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never been out that door.
Okay.
It has a code, I don't know.
Dan, do you know where that goes? You ever been down?
It just goes outside to a courtyard kind of area.
Okay. And another, just a mechanical room, probably a bigger one. And,
That goes to the old courthouse area.
okay, can you just crack that open? And does anybody come through
No,
there?
I don't have a code.
But that would be the basement level of the courthouse then?
Correct.
And the elevator serves that area? The present elevator serves that area?
Yes.
Okay, and so in theory at least, a handicapped person could use the elevator, come down to here, but they couldn't go up or down here. Okay, thank you. And what do we have to our sides here?
These were the old when law enforcement was here.
Can we just poke in and look at any of those? Okay.
I don't have keys to this, and this is being used right now, so,
Okay.
by social services.
Okay, social services is in here right now. And how many other groups besides social services are in here?
None.
None, okay. This is the area where obviously the jail used to be, Rhonda?
Correct.
And how many, do you remember how many cells did we have, Dan? Stan, right? For 4 or 5?
Counting.
Okay.
This is the current jury assembly room.
Okay, so jurors, and from a standpoint then, as far as security presently right now, would the jurors not be insecure? They would just, the bailiff or whatever would check them out as they came in and?
Correct. They can hang their coats and we have lockers with keys that they can take with
Okay.
their personal belongings.
Okay. And this area would still stay the same then on the remodel? No walls knocked out or anything like that?
No.
And we have a door to the right there. What would we have in there?
That's just a second exit into the hallway that we just came through.
Oh, okay.
Goes
Okay.
back around.
Okay. And what do we have down there?
That's
That would, the,
Sally Porch area where they bring.
oh, can we just look through the window?
No, I don't really want that because it's secure.
But it's strictly an area where they rebuilt before to be able to bring an ambulance in. And how many cars, Dan, can you get in there? Two cars, plus there would be room for an ambulance or not?
No.
And can I turn the camera, Dan, or Can you just tell us from a standpoint then, a typical day, Dan, when you're bringing inmates from the Douglas County Jail, would a van come in there with a police car, or strictly a van bringing inmates in?
Just depends how many people are there.
Okay, but there's adequate room to bring the van in and turn it around and that type of thing?
Yep.
Okay. What else do we have down here that we could see? Or
All I have.
okay, it's an entryway for whatever sources the county needs here. The looking straight ahead, Rhonda, there, past Dan, what is that area? Can we look that area quick?
There's 2 restrooms right now down here that we would keep.
Okay, and they would be for ladies and...
Ladies and men's, and they would stay here for jurors that are coming in.
Okay.
Or any people for court, or as well as my office.
Okay, and we already upstairs, we have, we went by a male and a female bathroom, right?
Right, in the public hallway.
And that is just for an individual at a time? Are they? Two people can actually go in there at once. And
At least in the ladies, I'm not sure about the men.
okay, and then as far as the judges, do they have another bathroom for their...
Back in chambers area, yes, they have.
A male and female, or multi-sex, or?
Multi-sex.
Okay, and so we've got multiple. I'll duck in the men's just to see what you guys got down here as far as space. As far as storage, can you show us how much storage you have down here,
I
President?
don't have access to those rooms.
Okay, this is, there we go. There's 2 sinks. There's, as they say, the urinal, and a traditional toilet with handicap accessibility. So
There's 2 in here.
there's 2 toilet facilities, 2 sinks as well there. And other than seeing where the judges are, that was quite a long hall up there. And that would be the east side of the building from a standpoint. Is there any other offices in there with the judges, or that long hall?
Each judge has a law clerk and a court reporter.
Oh,
Works
okay.
For them. They're hired for them.
And they each have their own private office then. And as far as with our conversation, and obviously my audience will be sharper than me when they're listening to this, but as far as knocking out walls, probably the only wall we're talking is to knock a wall for an elevator, or I didn't really come across much where we're going to knock out walls.
Some of this area may be knocked out for the security.
Oh,
For the
okay.
bailiff station.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know dimensions. But
And this
somewhere
area
in
right
here-
now is strictly social workers in that area right now? So
Right now, instead of having a narrow hallway,
okay.
they'll open it up, so it's a
Oh,
little
okay.
bit more.
Okay.
And then they'll go up to the courtrooms.
Okay, and that's where we came down. Is there anything else we need to see, or we?
I think we're good.
Okay, thank you, Rhonda. Any closing thoughts that you have?
It was very informative for the public.
Okay, thank you very much, Rhonda. Thank you, Dan, as well.
Yep.
We have some lockers for private individual stuff before they presently go through security. We have,
Can't bring any purse or cell phone or anything like that. We've got a list.
Yeah.
But any personal items need to be stored in there.
okay, and where will the cutoff be as far as the new wall, or?
Right here.
This will,
These bathrooms will remain.
okay, and how many bathrooms you got there? What do you got for bathrooms there?
2 stalls in the women.
And 2 stalls, plus you have 2 stalls down the hall right now, right?
Downstairs. This is the only one in the main hallway here.
I thought we walked by that was in the court area itself though, right?
Downstairs.
Okay, so there's 2 with 2 right here, and they would,
Anybody sitting here waiting for court can use this.
okay, or
They
if,
would have to go back downstairs through security back out to the,
okay, with the elevator though, they could get downstairs to those bathrooms as well. The other bathrooms, I guess, were refined to just the jurors and that type of thing?
when they're deliberating.
Oh, okay, but there are bathrooms there. This kind of expanded hall area here,
That will remain the same.
Remain the same, but that'll be blocked from the court area.
From this point would be where the doors would be blocked from anybody coming up and going in the court area.
Okay, and we've got we've got an open area in between here. What does that do? It's a fairly large area right there, isn't there?
Yeah, that's outside. I don't know.
That doesn't go all the way to the ground? Okay, that's fairly large in there, folks. 30 feet by 15 or something. And let's walk down this way. I won't bother any people here with the camera, but I'll just show the area where, thank you, sir. This is where you guys are at right now, a secured area with glass in front, and you'll go down the basement then.
Correct.
And this area will be available for whatever they need.
Expansion for auditor, treasurer, whoever needs it, correct?
Okay, and yeah, are they requesting additional space as well, or?
I don't know.
Okay, so in theory, and the two, these are conference rooms off to the side of me and that type of thing, and what I was getting at, in theory, if you blocked it there, we could
The
have
other
secure.
departments use that stairway too.
Okay, that's good. Well, Rhonda, you've been more than kind, and I appreciate it. I'm just trying to give the taxpayers of Douglas County an idea of how their courtroom is presently set up, how it's looked, and let the camera do the speaking and help the commissioners or the citizens understand what the present facilities are like and so on and so forth. So thank you much for talking Inform TV again, I guess we're closing. You're watching Inform TV, Alexandria, Minnesota. Try again here, cars went by. This is the first addition to the court area. They made a major expansion there to have the door about 6 inches higher for an ambulance to get in, and the van for the inmates, that type of thing. And you see there's 2 security cameras there. This was all part of when there was still jail cells in there, and I don't think he told us or could remember exactly how many jail cells there were previously in here. I think he got up to at least 8, but maybe you can listen to what we're talking about here. We had a secondary door for adding something, whatever. Here is the entrance where the jail used to be. Here will be the secure area. As far as I remember Jerry talking, not much parking out here, but this was the entrance to the facility here, where if they remodel and move court administration down below, you can just see some of the windows up there. A nice building, obviously, and parking area, and just give you a little idea what the outside of this project area is like, and the old courthouse with the tower up above there, obviously, and some more windows, that type of thing. we'll just kind of let the camera do the talking and to see. Oh yeah, I'm going to go into that area. That's the area that's an open space. I'm going to duck into there, give you an idea of one. Here was that open space in between the old courthouse and quite a big area in here, surprisingly. We kind of looked through the window before, and that has some potential as well. Just showing you that area, folks, and see what you think. I had a great tour today. I don't know about you folks, but here is the present employee entrance, so to speak, but I did see most of the employees coming through the main door that we come through as well. So just a quick pan here of the old courthouse. It's obviously still functioning as well, and we'll just wrap it up here with the Douglas County Courthouse and the potential remodel, and just give you, the taxpayer who pays the bills, a little idea of what the commissioners, the architects, the project manager are all talking about. Form TV, Alan Repke reporting.